everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I know I'm going live at a little bit of a different time today. Normally I wait till like, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night to go live. But I wanted to go live now and talk to y'all, let you know kind of what this is today. And so you guys are kind of in on an interesting adventure for me. So what we're going to do today is we are actually, if I can get this to like sit right, we are going to be doing, or I'm going to be conducting one of my webinars that I typically will have offline or on Zoom, I should say, in a private setting. And I thought, you know what, let me bring this to the people and let me do it live. So right now we are live on Instagram. Hello, Instagram. We are live on X. Hello, X. We are live on Facebook. Hello. And we are live on YouTube. Howdy, howdy. You guys are normally, you're used to seeing me over here. So it's totally fine, right? You guys are used to it. So I'm super excited that this is what we're doing today. I'm super excited to be able to bring this to you. And I'm just letting the notifications go just for a couple seconds, and then we're going to get started. So, just so we're all aware, what I want to talk about today, and again, I typically do this masterclass via Zoom, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to be talking about going from idea to income, going from your passion, right, to your profit, taking what your purpose is and then changing that and turning that into an income for you so that you can give permission to your purpose to provide for your person. And I'm going to take you through some steps. I'm going to give you some information about me that some of you might not know, have known before, but we're going to do this. I'm going to leave this live stream up, and then hopefully you guys will, be able to come back and forth and look at it, and maybe you'll come and sit in on another live with me. And I am going to be taking this today and actually putting it on other platforms as well. So thank you guys so much for being here. Again, so this is what we are here to talk about today. Today we are discussing, where is my, oh my gosh, like sometimes you can't find anything, right? Here we go. We are talking today about from idea to income, how to start your online business. I'm going to help you in just 1 hour transform your passion into a profitable online business. And again, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Dr. Lisa Brewer. I am a transformational entrepreneur coach. I also, as we're going to talk about in just a very few minutes, I also did build my own business. So those of you, I know that there's a lot of discussion sometimes these days about people who are business coaches, but they've never even had their own business before and created a successful business on their own. That's not me. That's, I've done that before. It was very successful, did it as a side hustle. And I'm here to tell you, you can do the same thing too. It's not necessarily, there's not an easy button though. So I want that to be known up front. Okay, there's no easy button to this. You don't just get to just wake up one day and say, oh, okay, well, I'm going to have this fabulous, amazing business and just snap your fingers, right? I'm not saying that it's like the hardest thing in the world either, but but I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you that you were going to have to do some work. Okay. So hopefully I want you to sit back, relax, grab something like to write with, or if you're not on your phones and taking notes, but however you need to do it, I want you to get a lot from it. So let's go on and start, shall we? So we are going to today, what I want you to learn, what I want you to expect is an action-oriented session with practical steps. So this isn't going to be just let me tell you about me and how great everything is in my business and all this jazz. I am going to tell you a little bit about me. I am going to tell you about some of my clients, and I will tell you a little bit of, the why and the how and how things work. But I want you to know that I'm giving you information that you can take action on. So I don't want you to just look like kind of like sit and watch this. I want you to watch it with a watchful eye. I want you to watch it with a keen eye. I want you to watch it objectively, and I want you to say, oh, wait, maybe this can work for me. This is not going to be for everybody, but I will tell you that if you do have a passion and you want to help people, this is one fantastic way to do it. You do not need any prior business experience. So I'm not like a bank or the government, like the SBA, Small Business Association. I'm not going to sit here and say, what have you done over the course of your life in order to da 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 da. I'm not going to do that. All of us have had experiences. We have all come through traumas. We have all healed. There's a lot of things that we've been going through. And no, you're never completely like over and through the trauma or whatnot, but you've gained wisdom, and that's what's very important. And you are further along in your process than other people are. Or maybe you have learned some skills that are absolutely out of this world and that people will find extremely helpful, and you really could use that, like people could use it, right? And maybe there's a service you can provide for people like myself, right? Or other entrepreneurs, and you just want to help people. Okay. That's all I need. And I need you to be open and ready to work, right? I need you to be ready to be focused on creating a business that's based on your skills and your passions. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I have over 2 decades as an entrepreneur, or as a transformational leader, I should say. So I'm an ordained minister. I was ordained at the age of 30. I am 56 years old. So it's really 25 years. I'm 56 years old now. Non-denominational Christian church, Christian belief system. So while I might not be practicing, I'm not in the church, I'm not right there. I've been a youth pastor, assistant pastor. I've gone all over the country, and working with people in various ways. So I've got a lot invested in this, right? And I've got a lot of experience. The past 7 years, a little bit over that, I've been in the metaphysical space. And there's a lot of things that happened about a little over 7 years ago in my life that really kind of caused me to kind of say, I'm not sure if the structured religion is the way for me to go. And so I kind of expanded my, shall we say, perception of creator and that which created me. And so that's just, it's my kind of, that's how I interact with creator. And then I, learned astrology. I became a Reiki master teacher, became a shaman, I learned a whole lot of great stuff, the tarot, and now I'm in the metaphysical space. And so I've really, really enjoyed it. The last 4 years have been a full-time entrepreneur. Before then, the 3 years prior to that, I was already a coach, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Remember I said there were some life things that had happened to me? Well, we'll talk about those life things, lifing, and some pretty major shifts and traumas in my life then forced me, I should say, or catapulted me into really walking in my purpose. But the last 4 years, since February 12th of 2021, that was my last full day in corporate America. I've been full-time ever since. Multiple six-figure coach twice. So the first business I created, coaching business, grew to multiple six figures, and this one has as well. And I've worked with over 100 plus light workers. Now, I don't know who's all, I know everyone, people are listening to me on different platforms. And if you want to put into the chat, right now, what do you do? Like, who do you want to help? Like, what is it that you would like to be able to do, right? How would you like to help people? Because really a light worker, this really isn't any like big, crazy, like mystery, right? A light worker is really somebody that just embodies and wants to bring light, wants to bring love into the world, and wants to help people transform. So I would love to hear from you as to what it is, how you feel that you are here, what is your purpose in serving humanity. And over 4 years, I've worked with 100 plus of such people in a one-on-one basis. And I tell you, my my goal, my ultimate purpose is to reach 10,000. And you're like, you are really, really far away from that. Like, that's a big, crazy goal. Yeah, it is. But I'm going to show you a way that I know full well that I'm going to be able to reach that 10,000 light worker goal. Now is the perfect time to start an online business. And I know there's a lot going on in the world, and you're like, Lisa, how is this the right time to start a business? Like, you are nuts. No, think about it this way: from the time from 2020 for sure, but even before then, online businesses were definitely on the incline, right? They were on the upswing. 2020 forced us all to go inside, but then also online, and so there were a lot of online businesses that were created in the year of 2020 into 2021. Like, everybody started doing everything online. Now, that you can may also say, well, but yeah, but now aren't things crowded? We'll talk about that a little bit, but there is a tremendous, especially in the personal development and the coaching realm, as well as some other realms. There is a huge potential for financial freedom as well as getting fulfillment. For instance, in the personal development space, and we'll just talk about coaching, like life coaching. That was like right around like a 1.6 or so billion-dollar business back in 2019, 2020. Well, it's grown exponentially since then. And I believe it's by like about 2026 or so, 2027. It's projected to grow to almost a 5 billion with a B dollar business. We don't even want to include in there, or not included in that really, is like weight loss or physical fitness. Not included is that in there is like learning skills, right? This is like the new way people are learning, because your standard regular post-secondary school systems, universities and such, can't keep up with how quickly technology is changing. So there are a lot of people like myself who train on like AI, how to use it in your own day to day, or even how to use it on the job. Other tech skills like perhaps using like a Go High Level or Wix or something. There's a whole lot out here, SEO, all sorts of things, right? And so this potential for financial freedom and fulfillment is huge. I mean, I don't know how many, if any of you guys ever see Dan Coe, Koe. He doesn't know me from Adam, but let me tell you something. He's truly inspired me. And one of the things that he talks about a lot is being a generalized specialist, because we are, those of us who are training online and teaching online and doing things like this in this way, in this virtual world, we're really at the forefront of training, right? So I sit down and I learn a lot of stuff and then I teach it. So there's the potential is tremendous. And and the statistics, if you're doing things correctly and with integrity, there's nothing but huge growth, okay, that is ahead of you in your future. um Now I want to debunk a few myths, and I am starting to see some chats like, this is amazing. So we have Moonchild here that's saying that she's a tarot reader, but overall she practices hoodoo and does spell work for people to help them in their daily lives. That's awesome. And you're a paralegal. Oh my gosh, I love that for you, Moonchild. I absolutely love that. I'm actually planning on taking a paralegal course here in the next few months, just because I want to learn. Okay, debunking the myths. The first myth is you need a lot of money to start. You absolutely do not. I've helped so many people get started in their business just with their iPhone, their Android, what have you, and an internet connection. Like, you really can get started just that simply. You will begin to need more, but I'm just letting you know it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Like, you don't need a huge, huge, huge amount of money to start. It's too complicated for beginners. There is what some of you are watching me on right now, and other ways, like YouTube is a great thing, X is a great thing, Instagram is a great thing, TikTok is a great thing. Like, honest to Pete, like, you can learn anything that you need to learn, just with a couple of strokes, right? A couple of keystrokes. The other thing, though, I want to let you know is that there's some of us like me who then kind of help you along the way and teach you. It's really not as difficult as you think. If you have a desire to learn, then you will learn, and then you will be able to do it. But you don't have to do like some crazy, like, you don't have to have like all of this equipment that I have. Like, I've got a soundboard, and I've got a really nice, it's a nice mic. I love it. But it's hardwired in, and I've got cameras, and I've got lights that you can't see, and all this. Like, I grew to get these things. It wasn't like I just got them overnight. So it's not that complicated. And you don't really have to be a tech expert. Like, you can use things like platforms like StreamYard, are super easy to learn. And again, you can like you turn on your webcam and there you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would probably recommend getting a few things. I'm looking for like this wireless mic that I have. I think it's in the other room. Like I spent like 10, $15 like on Amazon for a wireless lapel mic. It just you don't have to be a tech expert. It's not that difficult. So I don't want any of that to stop you. Okay. So hopefully that helps some people. If that does help you, like reassure you that you don't have to be a techie in order to be in business, can you just type yes in the chat for me? Can you just type yes in the chat if you know and you realize you do not have to be a techie in order to start your business? I want to talk to you a little bit about my business journey. Okay. Thanks, guys, for all the yeses. Thanks for the yeses. Absolutely. You don't have to be a techie. And I love the fact that you guys are like tapping into that. For my business journey in 2017, so just a little bit over, so just 7 years ago, a little over 7 years ago, I started coaching on the side. I was working for a Medicare insurance company. Was I working for them at the time? No, actually, it was right before I started working for them, I think. I don't remember. No, maybe it was. Anyway, I I was working. I started coaching on the side. I had a great. I'm a health and life insurance agent. I had a wonderful. It was great. It was amazing career, and I was working for this Fortune 100 company. That's amazing. But I was like, I started a YouTube channel. I kind of dabbled a little bit in Instagram, not really. I kind of stayed in like the spiritual closet for a while on Facebook, so I really wasn't on Facebook either. But YouTube was my thing, and I really enjoyed it. And so I was already like reading tarot and doing astrology, and I had become a Reiki master and all this other kind of stuff. And so I was like, okay, cool. Well, I was working with people, and they were like, "Do you want to coach? Like, do you ever do a coaching program?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And they're just kind of like, well, what we could do, like lay out a plan for me, and then, coach, like actually do kind of a life coaching program. And I was like, well, I haven't done anything formally, but sure, let's give her a go. So I started coaching people, right? And my main group at that point were women that had come out of, let's just say toxic. I'm on certain platforms right now, so it's hard. Certain toxic, very tumultuous, let's just say, relationships, right? Where there was a lot of inter-partner mistreatment, right? And that could have been physically, emotionally, financially, mentally, all the things. And because that had been on my bloodline, like my mom, my aunts, my mother's mothers, like, it was just in my bloodline on both sides, paternally and maternally. And I had experienced it as well. And I had just come out of a horrible relationship with a narcissist. I had been married and for like 6 months, and it was just terrible. Okay, guys, I didn't realize, I didn't even know what narcissism was or any of this stuff. I didn't know I was an empath. I didn't know any of this until that happened. And there was a lot of infidelity in that relationship. And so it was kind of like a really like what they say, come to Jesus moment for me. And that then catapulted me into wanting to work with other women. Looking from the outside in, everybody would have thought it was the best thing ever. And that had happened a couple years prior to 2017. But that's what started me in this, right? I wanted to end the cycle in my bloodline, and then I wanted to help others do the same. Well, that on the side business grew to, by 2020, the end of 2020, it was a $250,000 a year business on top of what I was making, in my job. So by the end of 2020, in fact, end of October of 2020, I decided that I was going to start mentoring others to do the same thing that I had done and to grow their business in the same way, because I could only reach so many people, completely selfish, and I wanted to help other people feel this passion, right? To feel this passion and to feel how good it felt to really be able to walk in your purpose and live a fabulous life. Now, I'm still working, right? At the time. So I held an event, and then I launched my first coaching program, mentoring program, in November of that year. And so I had what we call a launch. I had a $57,000 launch. And by February 12th of 2021, things continued to grow so much that I knew I was like, oh no, this is it. I could walk away. Like, it was kind of interesting because I just had my my annual, review, and, folks were pleased. It was not a big deal. And I think 2 days later, I called my boss. I was like, it's not you, it's me. And I'm putting in my 3-week notice. And they were like, what? And I'm like, you remember that business I told you I was doing? Like, it's really grown and it's growing. And I'm able to replace my income. And I think I want to bet on myself and I want to do this. And they're like, doors always open. I was like, thanks very much. And then I left, right? On February 12th was it. And that business now, here we are in 2024, and we're looking at now I have a $500,000 business. So here we go. You guys ready to find out exactly how I did it, right? So here goes step one. You guys got, hopefully you've got pen and paper, right? You got pen and paper? Great. Step one, you had to find your profitable niche. A niche to me, this is a thus saith Lisa, a niche to me, okay, is the subset of problems that a certain group of people have that you have at least one of the solutions for. Okay? A subset of problems or a set of problems that a subset of the collective has that you have at least one solution for. Okay, that can help them. Now, that's my definition. And the reason why I love my definition, besides the fact that it's mine, is because it really helps you hone in on what it is that you are here to do and help people with. Okay. So at first, for me, it was all of the things that come from narcissistic personality abuse, and that could be physical, mental, emotional, whatnot, financial, and coming out of that as an empath. And what does that mean? What does it mean to be an empowered empath? What accountability and responsibility do we take for bringing these people into our lives? How did we even get wired to the point where we attract these people into our lives? Why do we continue to choose the same person over and over and over again? Different face, different name, same t-shirt. So do you see what I'm saying? So it's all the same. So I had a platform, a pathway to help primarily women, but some men as well. I would say anyone who had suffered that abuse. And why that was so very important to me was because when you can come out on the other side of that, right? That having that narcissistic encounter, that a great narcissistic encounter, you know what that can do? That actually shows you your deepest wounds and actually helps you as the empath heal and become more empowered. So that's where I built my first business, right? So I want you to really take time and think about, what have you been through in your life, or what skill set do you have that you can say, I can apply this to people's lives in XYZ way to help them, right? To help them live a better life, right? To live empowered and to live transformed. Now, what you're going to put on top of that is you're going to put your ideal client and your avatar, right? So then we're going to come up with the characteristics of what this group is. But this is the one thing I will say to you. Remember, I talked a little while ago about being a generalized specialist. Like, just because I love all the woo stuff, and just because I love helping people create businesses, and I also certify people as a spiritual life coach, and attune them in Usui Reiki, just because I do all that stuff, that doesn't mean that I don't have other interests. Like, I am a sci-fi crazy nerd, right? Absolutely nuts. Like, love science fiction. I love comic book fiction as well. Like, I love comic book characters. Actually, DC is my favorite. Unfortunately, I don't like how Warner Brothers has handled DC. So, Warner Brothers, if you're listening, so I have other interests, right? I have children, 3 adult children. I have 2 grandchildren and 1 on the way. All these things, right? I enjoy regular movies as well. I enjoy reading. I enjoy lots of different things. I love all kinds of music. So the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm not just a one-trick pony. I'm really interested in the law. I try not to be as interested in politics, but sometimes I am. I can't help it. And so I bring all of these things to my practice, and I find outlets, right, to intertwine my practice and my business in there. Why do I do that? Because I want you to know that you don't have to be this right? You don't have to be a certain type of person in order to have a business, in order to have a spiritual based business or a transformational based business or what have you. You don't have to be one specific type of person. Okay. So that, and because then you're the people that you're going to reach that you want to help, I can guarantee you some of them are gym rats too. No offense. I can guarantee you some of them are foodies. I can guarantee you some of them like to watch Marvel movies as well. Mm-hmm. I can guarantee you that. So I don't want you to like not, I want you to really take this all into thought process and where are you going to find these people? How are you going to connect with them? Just know that I don't want you to narrow yourself down so far, right? So super, super, super narrow niche for me right now would be that I only work with, let's say, only women that are 50 to 55 that have spent 20 plus years in corporate America, blah, blah, blah. Like, I mean, I could really narrow this down, but I don't. Right now, I might have a demographic, and we're going to talk about that in a second, but I don't narrow it down that far. Right. So, I help people prosper in their purpose. Sometimes I'll say I'll help coaches and transformational entrepreneurs create abundant businesses for financial freedom and success. It's pretty, right? Here it is. I certify spiritual life coaches so that they can triage, diagnose, and empower their clients effectively, efficiently, and with integrity. But the importance in choosing the right niche is this is your right now. So I want you to think about all the things that you've gone through, things you've been through, things you've overcome, skills that you've created or that you've acquired, wisdom, whatnot. And I want you to think about who, if you could help anyone, right, to do anything, what would it be? And allow the first 1 to 3 things that come up in your spirit, let those things be that and write them down. Okay, because that's going to be the basis for your niche. You guys got step 1? Okay, we're going to move on to step 2. Oh, wait, here we're going to identify your niche. I want you to take inventory, like I was just saying, of your passions and your skills. When I say conduct market research, do you know what's great for that is ChatGPT? That's great for conducting your market research, and it's great for and Google is great for validating your niche idea. So, for instance, if I was to create another business right now, if I was to create a business right now, I'd probably go to ChatGPT, and I would say, and if let's say I wanted to get back into working with women who had suffered like DV and things like that, and been in that type of a relationship or whatnot. Professional women that have come through that, let's say that. So I would probably say something like, what are the numbers of searches for professional women to find out information about how to get out of DV riddled relationships? Or what are the top 10? Maybe first, what I would do is, what are the top 10 reasons, ranked in order, that professional women ages 40 and up get divorced? I would start looking at things like that, right? And then I would start saying, well, okay, has it grown? Like, has there been more searches year over year, less? Like, what is the trend for this type of search? And then I would say, what's the spend? Like, how much do these women spend on alternatives to professional coaching? So not counseling and clinical. So, but on I would say outside of clinical work, right? So you begin to get numbers, and then you can see what the market is like. You could see if you've narrowed it down too heavily. You can see if you need to broaden it, right, a little bit. And then you go on Google or you ask ChatGPT, what are the top 5, 6, 10 coaches in this niche? And then you go and you look, and if there's not, and then you start looking like on Google, like, women's, life coaches, or, for women, for professional women, life coaches for professional women who have been in DV relationships, things like that. So I want you to start doing these searches. If it is so narrow that you really nothing really kind of comes back or it doesn't really apply, then you're too narrow of a niche and you need to broaden it a little bit. Okay, you need to broaden it a little bit because you don't want this is kind of like um, your confirmation, your market confirmation validation. All right, so you want to make sure there's a good healthy amount of competition um, because you'll figure out how to stand out in the crowd. It just lets me know that there's enough people out here looking for that. This is not really the time right now to be like trailblazing. We can trailblaze once we get our business set up. All right. Hopefully this is helping. You guys give me a yes if this is helping. I want to give you some examples of some profitable online business niches and talk a little bit about the success stories, right, from the entrepreneurs. All right. Snehi, she is one of my newest clients. She came to me a few months ago. She's a quantum healer. She's a pranic healer. She's a teacher. She is amazing, and she is an A1 amazing teacher. She's the founder of Snehi's Healing Hands, but she needed to niche down. Why did she need to niche down? Because she had like, I kid you not, probably about 15, Snehi, if you see this, I love you. But she had probably about 15 to 20 different options of ways somebody could work with her. Everything from smoking cessation to like house cleansing to like, honey, it was crazy. It was so much. It was a lot going on. And so what we ended up doing, so she came to me to work with her, and she's also working with my team. And so, we've created like a website, and we've begun to create her landing pages, and we're creating the products. But all the while we're creating these products and going through this process, she also has started her certification program because I'm like, girlfriend, you do amazing work. So why are you not like certifying people in how to do X, Y, and Z? Like, you need to be certifying, right? Like, that needs to be happening. So she went ahead and she's got her first client, and this is only within a few months of working with me. And we are putting together her programs and such so that this is about to be like absolutely amazing. And we'll be launching those programs here very quickly. And another successful client, hello, Leslie. It's been a while. Leslie and I started working together quite a while ago. But she is a Grammy award-winning gospel vocalist. She founded I Breathe Melody to help artists navigate the industry. When she came to me a couple years ago, we weren't really sure exactly how we were going to get her out into the realm, right? And so now she has been able to go around the world helping gospel artists navigate this musical industry. And I believe at this point by now she's a multiple six-figure coach. I know she was well on her way to that. So it's just been really, really super amazing. Now, step 2, we want to craft a winning business plan. Okay. Craft a winning business plan. So, what do I mean by that? Your business plan does not have to be this like for a a non-physical business. It doesn't have to be the same as a regular brick and mortar business plan. But the key elements are that you have to have vision, you have to have a goal or goals, right? You need a unique value proposition. What is going to set you apart from everybody else in the realm? And you have to have a solid revenue model. Okay. You got to have those things. That's really an online business plan, is you got to have those things prepared and ready to go so that you can begin to implement them. Now, what I want you to do, right? This is where you come in again. I want you to take the time to think about your vision and your mission. So remember before I told you that, my vision now it's changed, right? But my vision now is to help 10,000 light workers start their business. And that's going to be in various ways, right? Some people are going to work with me. Some people are going to come in there like really super close one-on-one and work with my team. Some people are going to like be in my group, one of my group masterminds. Some people are going to simply download the programs and take it on their own, right? And do their own. But it could be various ways. Some people may just come to some of my events and be they paid or be they free, and they get to learn different skill sets there. But it doesn't matter. I want to help 10,000. Okay, because I have this like mission, right, to help heal the world, to help heal the collective, to elevate the collective, and so that we are an empowered group of human beings. So that's my right. That's a big, crazy, scary goal, but it's amazing, and I'm so excited for that. Okay, now that wasn't my original goal. 4 years ago, my goal was just to simply, I wanted to get to 100, um, but I really wanted to take the time and be able to make a nice, comfortable living while helping others to create theirs. That was pretty much it. I wanted to create a school, really, kind of like Professor X's, School for the Gifted. Years and years and years ago, that's what we used to joke around about on YouTube, right on this very channel. That someday I would have my own academy, and it would be a school. It would be a school for the gifted, and then I started Lightworker Academy. So and got that trademarked and all that kind of great stuff. So um, set a goal. It could be a financial goal. It could be, what, but set a main goal for your business. And I feel like that main goal should include some sort of financial remuneration for yourself, because if you don't include that, you're not grounding your business in anything, right? It's still kind of up here. And if I'm going to help you bring the ethereal into the material, you ground it with the money, and it's okay. All right. There's nothing wrong with earning it. And then I want you to define your unique value proposition. So I do something very unique, right? Like I'm able to help people. Like I can listen to you, I can interact with you, I can read comments from you, and then say, hey, what about this niche? And why don't we do it this way? And could we, like, that's like my superpower, right? But my unique value proposition is I'm the type of person that's going to coach you and help you to create the business you want to create, and not the business I know how to create, which is very different, right? A lot of people will just put you on this path, and they really, they say that they can help any business and any time and do anything, but that's really not true, right? They have certain types of businesses in certain ways that they grow them in certain methods, and that's kind of it. And then they try to kind of shove the round peg into a square hole, and that doesn't work. So I have zero. I don't. It doesn't matter as long as you're not trying to hurt somebody. I don't care. Create a way, right? I'm just here to help facilitate that. So that's like a unique value proposition for me. I want you to come up with something that's very unique for yourself, because it could be like how you've grown up, and or what you've learned, or all different things. But I want you to come up with that. Okay. We're going to move on to step 3. We only have 2 more steps, guys. Thanks for hanging in there. So much, very much appreciate it. Step 3 is building your online presence. These are the exact same steps that I took to build my business. Step 3 is building your online presence. I'm going to tell you a few things that some people will, I'm sure you've seen this, and I'm sure like some of you are going to be like, yeah, whatever. That's fine. You could be like that. I don't care. But I'm going to give you a couple things here. One, it is still very, 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 very important for you to have a website. It is critically important for you to have a website. Still to this day, 95% of buyers, when they're buying something that's relatively, let's just say a little bit more expensive or whatnot, they want to check you out. And so your website is a very, very, it's your calling card. It is your storefront, right? So, before you'd have to have a storefront, and on that storefront, you would have, you'd have to have signage and all that kind of stuff, and how your store looks and all that kind of stuff would really denote whether or not people are going to be purchasing from you. Well, that's what your website is. It's your on that online version. All right. So I'm not going to lie to you and say you don't need a website. Do you need it today? No. Are you going to need it very soon? Yes. So what I would do is whatever your company name is, I would go out and start looking, like go to Namecheap, Namecheap, namecheap.com. And I want you to go there and I want you to um, get your real estate, your online real estate, AKA your domain name. I want you to see if the .com is available. You could potentially do .net. I have two .nets. It's okay. I've been able to build a very good business. But see if that .com is available. If you're an AI company or something like that, you can do .ai, .co, whatever. Okay. I kind of want to stray away from .co though, because people want to put .com when they type in .co. So see if the .com is ready, or a variation of your business name or whatever, something that's catching you, like, but go out and buy that domain right now. When you get ready to just look at hosting and look at website builders and building the website, certainly, there's GoDaddy's and there's Wix and all that kind of stuff. If between those two and Squarespace, I probably prefer Wix over all of them. I think it gives you the most flexibility, and I think of those three, it definitely it's best bang for your buck. However, I personally don't use them primarily. I use Coach Marketer, which is a brand of Go High Level, and I love it. Right. So, I've done Kajabi and all these other things. So I really, really love it. So, the hosting and the building and all that stuff, you do need to think about it and check into it. But you're going to need a website at some point. Also, when you're on that buying real estate, right, digital real estate, I want you to also think about some of the offers you might have. So books or retreats, virtual or otherwise, online programs or online events, or I want you to think about some of that and maybe, buy a couple. Namecheap, it's like $10, $10 per URL. So really go on and consider that and get as many of those as you can right now and just hold on to it. Okay. You're going to want to look at creating a logo. You're going to, you do want to create professional websites, right? So a logo with a header and things like that, it is important. Okay. It is super important for us to put our best foot forward. And there's so many, like there's like Photo Leap. Like I'm not getting anything from any of these sites, by the way. Photo Leap, you can take like a selfie and then turn it into a headshot. Like, guys, there's so many great ways and AI ways to help create your website. Make sure that everything is spelled correctly, the writing, all that kind of stuff is really, really important for you to make sure that people take you seriously, because that's what you want, right? And then you're going to take that website and then you're also going to use social media, right, to attract your customers. So it's super important that you're choosing the right platforms. Now, right now, I'm live, like we said, on 4 platforms: Facebook, YouTube, X, and Insta. Hello, everyone. I'm live on 4 different platforms right now. Each of these platforms, and I am on TikTok as well, but I'm not live on TikTok right now. So each of these platforms has their own, like, core audience, their own type of audience, their own reason that they first came into being, and now they've evolved into others. So you really do need to make sure that you're on the correct platform for you. So if you're talking to professionals, right? LinkedIn, I tried to set this up to go live on LinkedIn, but unfortunately it didn't work. So LinkedIn, though, is a great place for you to find those professionals, right? It's really become an amazing social media platform, as well as just a place to find jobs. If you are more, I'm going to say, a little bit more mature of a certain age, you're actually probably going to find more people on Facebook than you might think. Instagram loves beautiful pictures, beautiful reels, beautiful all these things. So, I would really recommend that if you're that kind of a person. Um, and I mean, there's YouTube Shorts too, along with the reels and everything. But Instagram is kind of a really interesting, like hodgepodge. And I'm just really getting into Threads right now, so I'm kind of excited about Threads because, like, this is like a new frontier. It's kind of like what I hear that X or Twitter was when it first started. So I'm, starting to get my sea legs over there on Threads, and then we have X that I'm really starting to thoroughly enjoy. Just being able to like interact with people in a different. I really never liked X, Twitter or whatever, and then now I'm like all into it. So, and then TikTok, believe it or not, TikTok, 45% of its users, its heavy users, are 35 and up. So it is not just a space for like the super youngins. Like every time the youngins get something, us Gen Xers come along and millennials come along and we, bomb it. So, whatever, we take it over. So just see where you like I love making videos. So YouTube is always going to be my first love. Always going to be my first love until the other platforms like really, do more video. Also, if you like writing blogs, if you like writing articles, LinkedIn is great for that as well. If you're in that space, the blogs are a thing, but sometimes our posts kind of can become blogs. Video is still king, queen, prince, and princess. So if you can make video of any kind at any time, on TikTok, you can go up to 10 minutes. That's short form. Well, technically it's long. Now short form has gone all the way up to about 3 minutes. Technically it's 60 seconds or less. And you can do up to 3 minute shorts or reels on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. TikTok is still like the king of, you know, this, this kind of format. I don't use Snapchat. So, but then long form video, that's 16:9, either X or honestly, or YouTube. YouTube is still the place, right? So if you want to really get into something and create like, 20, 10, 20, 30, 40 minute, hour long, like different series, different things like that, at YouTube or like Rumble or something like that's going to be great, right? So you want to really like do what it do. If you want to do video podcasts, here's a great place, so podcasts are still a great thing as well. Like it's a wonderful opportunity not only to express yourself, but to have other people in your genre and your niche on, maybe that are niche adjacent, and really add a lot of value to your audience. So do consider doing a podcast. It's not that difficult. And again, you don't have to have this kind of a mic here, guys. You can buy a lapel mic that's rechargeable, that plugs right into your phone, like for Pete's sake, for like 10, $15, or a wired one is like five. Like there's so many different ways to do these things that don't cost a lot of money, but that can have a huge impact not only on your audience, but then then along the way it would build your business, right? It is still important to have SEO, like to go through Google Trends and all these kinds of things, and Google keywords and stuff like that, and be able to rank in SEO. I will tell you, because Google is doing a lot of this like AI generated, like let me just like get a lot of information and scrape it off of different platforms and then put it up in a succinct, here's a synopsis. It's probably a little bit more important now than ever to have blogs and articles. A lot of information I've noticed on Google will come from articles that are published on LinkedIn, interestingly enough. Other platforms too, like Medium and things like that. So anytime you can get on any of those platforms and get published, that's going to help. And just make sure that you do optimize for SEO and somewhat to backlinks, but it's really like it's getting harder to rank. So just be sure it's really optimized and it's really clear, concise, and very valuable information. And the more content you create, the more trust and authority you build, right? So the more that I come live, the more people are like, hey, here she is, right? Sometimes I'll come live and do an astrological reading. Sometimes I'll do tarot readings. Sometimes I'll just be on here talking about, well, this energy is crazy and these people are nuts and I can't believe these people are doing these things. Sometimes I'll want to just have discussions about, why are we like reacting to certain things in the world in this way and what my perception of it is. And that just really allows people to have like very unique perspectives. And then I have video podcasts and things like that. So all the content that you can build, and then the posts that I do everywhere else, right? Like on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Like when I do those posts in other places, I'm starting to do them on Threads. Then that is just another way that I can give information. So I really do enjoy that as well. So here's a couple more of my successful clients that I want to talk about. Tamara Robinson, she is a pleasure and intimacy coach. She has grown a very active social media presence. When we started working together before, like about a little over a year, like it really, she had social media, but not really, but kind of, but sort of, right? And so she's worked with my team and we really coming up with some unique and awesome and amazing. Like the team is great, coming up with these amazing different content calendars and the like. And so she's really grown a very active social media presence. Her primary mission, right, is helping alpha women with intimacy and and to a great degree, a lot of people that have grown up like in certain religious belief systems, and you're not quite, as a woman, not allowed to really talk about intimacy or definitely not pleasure. And what we did for her, right, and it's about to launch, so be on the lookout for it. She's launching, relaunching her ebook, Alpha Female Love. There's also an online course that kind of corresponds to that, and there's online monthly membership. And so we set up a really cool system where ebook and then do the membership. Like it's really cool, great sales system, and I can't wait for that to like get out here and get moving. And then Muddy Sibel, she is wonderful. I love her. It was a couple years ago we worked together. She calls herself an alchemist and a tarot reader. She grew her business from $0 to, I think the last I heard, it was right about $3,000 a month. And she still has under 2,000 total followers on all her platforms, but she's doing really, really well. And, she's doing a lot of in-person readings and, get some online readings, but she's doing super well. And so I'm really, really proud of her for sticking to it and then making her presence known online. The fourth and final step is this launching and scaling. Guys, we're almost done. Thank you so much for being here. You want to create a buzz. So the thing is that, so I've started dropping different hints here and there that something was coming, or that we talked about building a business, or I've talked about the importance of, online events. And so I've been talking about different things before I launch like the next thing. And so you really want to like create a buzz. So it could be done by creating content that's geared a certain way. It can be done by creating, by being kind of really open and saying, what's going on. It's on its way. But there's various strategies that you can use to get a lot of engagement and get a lot of like, oh, what's coming, excitement surrounding it. I would say definitely the people that you've already worked with, and you might be like, get testimonials from them. And you might be like, well, Lisa, I don't have a business. That's why I'm watching this thing. Well, yeah, but you've advised people for probably all your life. So I want you to find some of those friends or family members that you've really helped in a really authentic way that are germane to your niche. And I want you to say, could you please give me a testimonial? Like, it doesn't have to be super in-depth, or it doesn't have to be super like, oh my God, right? It just needs to be a testimonial. It just needs to be, this is how Lisa helped me through a dark time, blah, 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 blah. And that gives social proof. Okay. And that's one thing, as you're building your business and you're taking on clients, I want you to remember it's so important to get testimonials from everybody. It's extremely important. And then listen, there's some basic steps that you need to take for scaling your business. The first strategy to scale is going to be expanding product lines, not necessarily expanding the amount of time that you are working in your business or that you're doing one-on-ones. So what do I mean by that? That means like getting ebooks, creating short online courses, creating a little bit longer online courses, um, creating groups, things like that. I read somewhere that there's not one multiple 7-figure business owner that does not have at least 7 different streams of income. Not one. Now, I'm not saying you have to have 7 right away, and I'm not saying the minute you get 7, then you're a multimillionaire. I'm saying that there's not one that doesn't have 7. So I want you to think about things that are not necessarily going to take your one-on-one time as much, because especially if you're working, you have a limited amount of time, right? That you can actually do one-on-one consultations with people. So I want you to start thinking about what products or services or books or courses or whatever that you can create fairly easily and then sell, right? That's kind of like that micro mini offer concept. Collaborations and partnerships. So there's different like networking groups that I'm a part of. One is JV Directory. If you want like a link to be able to go and kind of hang out there, shoot me an email or shoot me a DM. It's a great group of people, and they're just amazing. They're just absolutely amazing. And so, I find a lot of partnerships there. I find a lot of people that are kind of like-minded, but they're not specifically in my precise niche, and we work together and we collaborate on things. They might present me to their groups. I might to their community. I might present them to mine. And it's super important as you are creating these things, especially like your ebooks and things like that, or like what we call lead magnets, which are like checklists and things of that nature, that you have somewhere. Remember, I was talking about like that website. Well, part of that whole website thing, and the reason why I love Coach Marketer is because I can capture my emails, I can capture like leads, right? And so then I can market to that group. And so it's super, super important for us to do that. Okay. Reaching out to people, getting them off of the platform and into your kind of sphere via email marketing is like the easiest way to go. And so that's definitely one thing that I would stress, and it's super important. And again, ChatGPT, Perplexity, a lot can help us with the email marketing. Now, I know you probably have a ton of questions, so I'm going to give you a way to reach out to me, okay? Right now. So, the last thing I want to just kind of chat with you is, if you're ready to turn your idea into income, I want to present to you Lightworker Business Accelerator 2.0 and Advanced. And it's LBA 2.0 Basic has 70 plus hours of expert video training. We've got comprehensive workbooks in each module. We're going from mindset to social media branding. It's going to be at lightworker.biz. So HTTPS Lightworker Biz. Sorry guys, I've got something happening here and it won't go away. Lightworkerbiz.com. And so I'm just going to drop this on all the platforms here, lightworkerbiz.com. We're going to drop this everywhere so that I am sure that everybody can see this. Okay, it is everywhere. All right, awesome. So lightworkerbiz.com, or you can like scan that QR code. And when you go to lightworkerbiz.com, this is what you're going to see, gang. You are going to see a website here. This is what the website is going to look like. Let me just bring it over to the site so you can see the screen. And if when you're ready to turn your passion right into a thriving transformational business, that we're here to help, right? This is going to give you a great comprehensive on-demand program that's going to take you from mindset all the way through social media success. And remember, I was talking about it's going to also include this is going to include your transformational events. This is going to include your creating your online programs. It's going to be everything that you need, your mindset, blueprint, everything, right? Your niche, all of that. Okay. That's just in the basic. Okay. That in of itself, guys, and I've got some success stories here, but that in of itself, it can be a $2,000 value just for this information only. And so we're going to get it to you for just $97. Okay. When you go to that website, and if you're, the first 25 people that I've got going that enroll with me, you're going to get a free 30-minute group call with me directly. Okay. So you're going to get a chance to do that. Now, when you choose to take part and grab this, we're also going to give you another opportunity though. And if you're ready then to take it to the next level, um, we're going to go on the advanced tour. Okay. So the advanced LBA 2.0 advanced is going to take you all the way through sales. So you get everything right from before. So that's going to take you all the way through building your social media platform, right? This is another 20 hours plus of training. Okay. This is going to take you through what we call creating a client ascension ladder. What's a client ascension ladder? Well, that means like the free content. It means the free downloads, all those things, all the way up through your micro, your mini, your low ticket, your mid ticket, your all these different offers, different levels on the ladder. It's got more detailed books, and it's also going to take you through sales training. Okay, so we're going to take you from start to finish on this journey, teaching you about empathic and authentic closing, giving you some advanced marketing strategies, so kind of advanced branding, advanced content marketing, leveraging your social media, more SEO techniques, scaling, and then this advanced mindset and energy work. And that's going to be a $5,000 just for the information. I'm basically handing you a new career, right, for under $200. So 197 gets you that, 97 gets you the basic. All right, 197 gets you the advanced, 97 gets you the basic. Okay, there is the QR code and it's lightworker.biz. Now, in addition, if you are ready to turn your idea into income, then I also have, and you want to work with me a little bit deeper, right? Do a little bit more, then what I want you to also do is you can go to this link right here that I am going to highlight. We're going to put that in the chat, but if you don't see it in the chat, you're going to go to this link that is on the QR code that's on the screen, and you're going to book a call with me. You'll get a free 30-minute call just because you hung out with me for a while, and I really do appreciate it. And we're going to get together. Okay. Let's get together and let's talk about all of the great things that you wish to do. All right. Hey, you guys have been amazing. I want to thank you guys so much. You've been awesome. You can always reach me at admin at heartofinspiration.net. And I want to thank you. You guys have been amazing. And I hope to see you on the other side. I hope you guys will either book a 30-minute call with me. I can't wait to talk to you then. Or please take advantage. You guys are like one of the first to see this right now, lightworkerbiz.com. So go on and get that proven resource, that proven program, in order for you to help you build your business. And we will talk to you very soon. Take care, everyone. I'll see you on the other side, okay? All right, guys. Have fun. Bye-bye.